Okay, good evening, everyone. I know that you are just away, few hours away from your examination, and even 1 minute of yours is very, very important. I do understand that, but here discussing on managing exam anxiety, which could be one major factor to which can bring a dip in your performance, I'm sure. And even you must have realized for yourself that when you are writing an exam, and if a thought comes in your mind, it might take 1 minute of yours. And that 1 minute is very, very important. Maybe that can help you to solve your exam, which you were, solve your question or calculation where you were stuck. And even one marks make a lot of difference in your rank. I know. So let's start on with the webinar and discuss how you can prevent this dip in your performance because of exam anxiety. The webinar journey is going to be something like that, where we will discuss something like what is exam anxiety, impact of anxiety on exam, maintain a healthy lifestyle, study effectively, some techniques, how you can reduce your anxiety, and how you can also calm down your nerves. At the last, how you should take your test when you're writing your exam or entering into your exam hall. So let's go on. What is exam anxiety? uh, Not taking up a definition and not taking you to a psychology. Definitely you don't have psychology as a subject when you're writing your competitive exam right now. I'm sure you'll relate up to symptoms as, have you ever frozen on an exam, unable to recall material during the exam and then recalled everything afterwards? I'm sure this point is very relative. When you go and write an exam and there is nothing coming into your mind, and when you just come out and you realize, oh, I read it yesterday, and then immediately you feel like, oh shit, why I could not remember this could be because of anxiety. Had trouble focusing on exam questions because of interfering thoughts. Now when we are writing your exam, and if you're 10 questions you are not able to answer in a go, and then immediately we come to consequence that I won't be able to do it, I won't be able to crack, and such kind of interfering thoughts start affecting your performance. What exam anxiety is really? Exam anxiety is an experience of feeling an intense moment of fear or panic before or during an exam or assessment. Now, when I talk about anxiety specifically, definitely taking your 1 minute to explain what is anxiety. Anxiety is an emotion characterized by feeling of tension, and tension is one word that we all can easily relate, I'm sure. Worried thoughts and physical changes like sweating, increased heartbeat, and something uncomfortable that we start feeling. Now, adding on to exam anxiety, when I relate in terms of exam, definitely whatever symptoms or some pointers that we have discussed, those are feelings which we experience during our exam anxiety. What There are two types of anxiety: low anxiety and high anxiety. Definitely, I'm sure you have always categorized anxiety as something being negative experience or response to the body. But here you would be, I think you would be shocked to hear that anxiety is positive also, and it helps in performance as well. I'm sure the moment when we don't have exam coming up, we don't feel like studying, and we even don't feel like performing. A certain amount of anxiety or a certain amount of stress is important for performance, which you see in this graph is called as positive region or a positive anxiety. Now this is a level of low anxiety. To a certain level, as it increases, it helps us to perform better. But after a certain level, when it starts increasing, it comes into negative region, which starts affecting our performance. And here is the moment where we need to actually work on it. Now, this anxiety needs to be worked on, because even after studying for hours, for years, for hard work, this anxiety can actually bring a dip in your performance. After understanding this, how this high anxiety affects your performance, you would be shocked to read on the screen right now that 12% is the score that is affected in comparison to your peers when you are highly anxious. Now imagine you being one person doing a lot of hard work, studying for hours, maintaining a good diet, doing all these things throughout the year. Now just because of your anxiety, your score comes down by 11 by 12%. Now also, high anxiety students who experience test anxiety tend to be easily distracted during a test. When your 3 hours are very important, each minute is counted, and that time if you start thinking about some distractions, it might take some minutes and you don't have time to solve your calculations. They also, because of high anxiety, you might experience difficulty in comprehending relatively simple instruction. Whatever instructions has been given in your marking manual, you might not able to relate it. Even at times, it is seen that due to high anxiety, students are not able to read questions properly, and they miss out on simple words as not, does not, important, something like that. It becomes difficult to focus on a task at hand. They are not able to even count on the time when they are writing. Okay. Now, how we need to work on this anxiety? We need to work on this anxiety. Now, when I talk about how we need to handle, we will firstly discuss what you need to do on this day basis, and then we'll discuss about what you need to do as your exam comes closer. And also we will be taking up some tips when you enter into your exam, what you should do to curb up this high level of anxiety or even stress. Now, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. When I talk about lifestyle has three basic ingredients, that is exercise, sleep, and diet. Though for some of the student it sounds very funny that diet is one of the basic factor for your academic performance. Sleep also, and even exercise, which we all forget. We only focus on hard work, studying for long hours, but these are three basic ingredients which even help us to curb away high anxiety. Now, first one, do aerobic exercise on regular basis. It's very important to understand that sitting for long hours and even for 3 hours, we need physical energy, we need physical strength. If our body gets fatigued in 3 hours or maybe 2 hours, we were not able to focus on your exam. So, giving a good physical strength to the body to sit for 3 hours with concentration is important. How we can do that? By exercise. Now, even you can stretch your body in between whenever you are studying. It is important to stretch so that there's oxygen supply to the muscle which provides it energy. So even if you cannot go for some exercise or for 30 minutes or 40 minutes exercise right now, as I know you must be studying for long hours, do stretch your body in between. Sleep is very important. Take 7 to 8 hours of sleep and don't change your sleeping pattern days before your exam. It's very important to understand that whatever stipulated time of sleep that you have right now should be followed in the similar manner a day before exam as well. Now, giving you an alarm situation right now here, if you are studying example till 2 o'clock and you sleep at 2 or 3 at night and you get up late a day before exam, you won't be able to focus on your exam, because I'm sure your exam is somewhere around 9:30 in the morning, and it is difficult to focus because your body is not in alarming state. So very important to mention and very important for you to take care that you have a stipulated time as it is going to be on the day of the exam. Do not change your sleeping pattern at that very moment. Now, coming to your junk food, diet food. So your food has to be balanced and nutritious. Now, balanced and nutritious usually seems very boring for students, but it's very important to understand that all attention, concentration, memory comes from our brain. Now, brain is organ itself. We need to provide nutrition. How we can provide nutrition is by giving proper amount of vitamin, minerals, carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Now, not taking you to some home science class, let me give you straightway answers as I know you don't have much time to search on Google. Do take up vitamin C at this moment, because vitamin C helps to repair damaged brain cell. Vitamin C, biggest source right now which is available very easily is orange. So whenever you are having your fruit, which is very important, maybe between your breakfast and lunch, you can have one orange or two orange, which is very important. When I say avoid junk food, what I mean to tell you here is junk food has refined flour, which is maida, which gets digested in almost 3 days and does not provide a sense of nutrition to your body. But our brain daily needs nutrition as we need energy for our brain, which is important for our attention, concentration, and of course, memory, whatever we have studied. So, avoid junk food at this time. Now, when I talk about a diet chart that you need to follow, maybe you could start up your day with a nutritious breakfast, which includes up maybe a strawberry shake. Yes, you heard it right. It's strawberry shake. Very tasty and provides a good source of nutrition to you. You can put up a handful of dry fruit in that, a good source of energy, power energy, I would say. And then take up a fruit in between, and lunch, which is low on carbohydrate, more of green leafy vegetables, and salad too. Then evening snack is very important to provide nutrition. Definitely during your sunset time, you need to have something, and then your dinner with low carbohydrate. Very important that you need to hydrate yourself, because as we are sitting for long hours, circulation of blood is very low in our body. Keeping it hydrated helps to keep circulation in brain very high, and even hydration keeps the anxiety level low. So hydrate yourself with water and maybe juices, some lemon water. Not Do not take up soda, definitely. Now, there are some substances which increase anxiety. These are coffee, sugar, tea. Yes, you heard it right. Coffee, sugar, and tea. I have seen that most of the students prefer taking up coffee or tea just to awake themselves or increase their attention. But that is not true. The component that coffee has is caffeine and tea has nicotine, which works on our nervous system, keeps us arousal for some duration, and then leaves us lethargic, and even our body and mind both becomes lethargic. So that does not help. In fact, it hampers. So try to avoid coffee, sugar, and tea. Now, after knowing that what you need to do for your healthy lifestyle, let's move on to how to study effectively. To study effectively, planning your day and organizing your academic schedule is very important. This will reduce your anxiety at last moment. When we do not have a plan or we do not organize our academic schedule, usually students start panicking at last moment. And as they start panicking on last moment, whatever they have read, they start losing on their memory, and this starts giving them a dip in their performance. So it's important to plan day, organize your academic schedule. When I say about organizing your academic schedule, now as your exam is close, you early in the morning you need to write on a piece of paper when planning that how much amount of the subject that you are going to read or unit that you are going to complete and at what time. So that is what is called as organize your academic schedule. Very important, do not procrastinate that I'll do it tomorrow. Here comes the basic difference between toppers or maybe who are not able to score their position in competitive. So do not procrastinate. That is always a basic line. Do follow your plan that very moment. Now, next, study in 50-minute slots with 10 minutes relaxation break for better concentration and high retention power. Even you must have observed when you're studying for 2-3 hours altogether, there's a moment where you do not feel like studying, or you start drawing something on your rough page and there is some distraction, and then some, and you have to come back to your subject that whatever you were reading. So why not utilize this 10 minutes to relax yourself? Because as you relax, your mindset becomes more positive and your concentration also increases. So I would say rather than going for long duration of study or long study hours, study for 50 minutes and take 10 minutes break. Make sure it has to be 10 minutes, not longer than that, and come back and start studying. Learn memory enhancement techniques. Now, when I say memory enhancement technique, when you are just revising at this moment, using a highlighter is a memory enhancement technique. And also making up flashcards for yourself, anything that you feel like that it is surely going to come in your exam, and it you might forget this, and repetitively you make a mistake over this calculation. You can make a flashcard for yourself. When you make a flashcard, the place where you just forget the thing, highlight it with a highlighter, the favorite color that you have. Even for few of these things, you can have different color of highlighters. Now, when you are going for your exam on the day, just take out 15 minutes and revise this flashcard. So this is going to enhance, and definitely this is going to decrease the probability of making up same mistake or forgetting what you usually forget. Now, next is practice in a real test environment. Now, as you all know, when you are going to write your JEE mains, even center comes somewhere in government school where even fan is not there. Now, if you continuously take your mock test, you might be taking it in AC, and when you go down and give your exam, it is too hot out there and you are not able to focus. So, whenever you are taking up mock test right now, take it in real test environment. Just because of the summer or just because of the environmental condition, you might not able to concentrate and focus, but we don't have anyone to complain out. So practice in real test environment. Needless to say, it's very important to go on for your mock test. Do practice a lot. Take have your timer around. Know which subject you are starting up first and where your flaws are. That is very important. So that means taking up mock test is very, very important. Next, we move on to anxiety reduction techniques. Anxiety reduction techniques. After knowing what is anxiety and how this anxiety affects our performance, and how we can curb this in a lifestyle, and also knowing how we need to study. Now, there are certain tips to know that how we can reduce this anxiety. First one is relaxation is more important than entertainment. What I mean to say here is when you're taking up a break between your study hours, do not watch TV or do not use your mobile phone, as these are sources of your entertainment. But this has white light emitting, which takes away our concentration and even leave us distracted. Now, to come out of that distraction thought, we need some time. And maybe whenever we are studying back again, this distraction, time and back, starts popping up in our head and creates a problem. So, relaxation does not mean having an entertainment by using your mobile phone, checking WhatsApp, checking Facebook, Instagram. Do not do that. Relax yourself 10 minutes by taking a walk in your room, or maybe just go around in kitchen and have water, because hydration is important, and when you walk your physical activity is increased and you have energy in your muscles. So relaxation is more important than entertainment. Now, when you feel very anxious when you are studying, you might be thinking, will I able to crack the exam or not? So we need to relax at that time and curb away this anxiety. What you can do at that very moment, you can start breathing deeply. Maybe count for yourself 10. Deep breathe in and out. Even if this does not work, go to bed, just lie down. When you lie down, think that your body is being relaxed. Start from the tip of the thumb of your foot, as if my thumb is getting relaxed. Now my foot is getting relaxed. Now my ankle is relaxed. And while doing this, keep on breathing deeply. Move upwards towards the brain, towards the tip of your head. Even this method is helpful to sleep, because I know thinking about the result or the consequence or even about your performance, it might be difficult for you to sleep at this moment. So, when you are not able to sleep or not able to have a good night's sleep for yourself, you can try this relaxation method for yourself. You can follow this. This is called as body scan relaxation. Next is train your mind to stay in present moment. This is best way to get away from distraction. Definitely when we study, when we write our exam, whenever we are trying to focus, we get distracted and we have endless thoughts in our mind. This is one method by which you can get away from anxiety, you can get away from your distractions. So it's very important to train your mind to stay in present moment. How you have to do that? You have to repetitively tell yourself, past I cannot change, future I can make through this present. And only thing that I can do right now is perform. Consequence is going to come out of my performance. So my duty is to perform. As in 2 3 days, whatever amount number of days that you are left over before your exam, you can just train your mind for the same to stay in present moment. Whenever you feel distracted while you are studying or while you are doing your mock test, or any time that you start feeling distracted, train your mind to stay in present moment. So now how this is going to make up a difference is when you get distracted when you're writing your exam, you might that distraction might take away maybe a minute, maybe 40 seconds for you. And if you train your mind right now to stay in present moment, so you have only 10 seconds given to that distraction and it is off. So you have 30 seconds left for your calculation, which might help you to get a higher rank. So training your mind to stay in present moment is very important. When you feel distracted and you are not able to come out of that distraction, start finding evidence towards your thought. Example, when you're writing your exam and immediately you start feeling, I don't know how much I'm going to score. I don't know what is going to be consequence. That very moment, ask yourself, what is the evidence that I have that I'm not going to score well? Have I written my exam? Have I completed my exam? So as you try to find an evidence towards it, immediately your anxiety reduces. If you find an evidence towards it, ask yourself, what is the option that I have? I need to just work on it. I need to just perform. So, this is how you can reduce your anxiety that very moment. Next is brake pedal method. Sounds very interesting, but this is something that really helps you to get away from distraction and also helps to manage anxiety. This is something called as ABC method, where A is awareness, be aware of your distraction. Okay, let me explain you with an example. You are studying and you have some XYZ distraction or a thought in your mind, and immediately you get aware of this distraction. That is, A is awareness. Okay, it's been 2 minutes. I'm not able to even get along with this one sentence. There is something wrong, definitely. I am being distracted. Now, A is awareness of your distraction. B is breathing deeply. Breathe deeply. C is changing perspective. Know that can I do something for this distraction? Do I have an evidence towards it? And immediately, as you change perspective towards the thought, your distraction goes off. As you practice and train your mind towards this method, the moment you are writing your exam, your distraction, your anxiety is reduced. Next is motivate self and own your goal. This is one basic point that I always wish to talk to student. It's very important to know that you should own your goal. Anytime that anybody wishes or gives us direction, we don't like it. Nobody likes to take up direction in this world. Even we don't. So, anytime if our goal is given by someone else, we don't like to perform. The performance really dips. So, it's important to own your goal. Whenever you feel anxious or you feel unfocused, you can imagine yourself attaining that goal. Start visualizing your success. As you start visualizing your success and it becomes your own, your attention or your performance or your hunger of your dream drastically increases. As you increase your hunger towards your dream, you want to perform more and you want to do well. So it's very important to own your goal and also motivate self. Do not think about what others are doing right now, what your peer is doing, uh, whether your parents will love it or not, whether what your parents will say about it. It's very important to know that your goal is your own and it is only for yourself. The moment you are happy reaching to that goal, that is where your performance is going to be higher. Now, how you can motivate self? Put some motivational quote around your study area. Don't get something posters from outside, from Archie's or somewhere else. Make quotes or write quotes by your hand and keep on putting in front of your study area. Do keep on checking your study environment. Design your study area your own self, how you wish to, which gives you more concentration. Maybe also you can keep on changing this thought as it works for you. So it's important to motivate self and make this goal as your own. Do know that whenever you wish to perform well, make this motivation as intrinsic motivation. Anytime the motivation becomes intrinsic, the hunger becomes our performance is very high. You can do this by positive self talk. You can increase, this would definitely increase your self esteem. Whenever you feel low, that no, I won't be able to do it, my friends are scoring well, I don't know I'll be able to do it or not. Remember the time when you were making up this goal as well. Definitely, I would say that designing a goal itself is a big success, where we see people around us are still struggling to know their goal. You have already succeeded halfway by knowing your goal. So just having such kind of thought increase your self-esteem, which will definitely affect your performance. Now, also coming back to positive self-talk. Now, what is positive self talk? Anytime when you feel anxious, you are sitting and feeling anxious, or maybe there is someone in the family who comes around and gives you a negative comment or a critic comment, or maybe you had a word with your friend and you feel demotivated, unfocused, do a positive self talk. Talk to yourself. Where can you reach? Is this decrease in motivation going to help you? Maybe we are not sure where we are going to reach right now. But if you keep on thinking about these kind of thoughts, definitely your performance is going to come down. What we can do at that very moment, it's important to think about that rather than thinking about what result we are not sure of. Next, coming to test taking strategies. Now, this is one major thing that I know you all are waiting to hear on, that what we need to do on day of the exam. Very important when you start your day. Start your day with a positive self talk. Keep on telling yourself that I have been waiting for this day. I have been putting all the hard work and I need to just hit onto it. Do not think about what is going to be with my friend, what is my parent thinking about it. It's very important to do self talk and boost your own self esteem. You know yourself how much you have studied. You know yourself how much you have been distracted. You know yourself what circumstances it has been. So, better understanding yourself, keep on motivating yourself, telling yourself that whatever I have done, at least I should perform according to my hard work and smart work. Thinking about the consequence right now, I can bring about a dip in the performance. So it's very important to do positive self talk. Keep on motivating yourself throughout when you are entering into exam hall. Get away from the thought of fear of consequence, what it is going to be. It is your life. Whatever you score, it is going to be only and only your score, not of anybody else. So keep on talking to yourself that it is going to be my score, my friend's score, maybe it may be how much, whatever it is, my score is going to be mine. So I need to just perform. This is the moment that I have been waiting. Then, secondly, read through the exam at the beginning and figure out how much time to spend on each question. I am sure that this method or this way you must have mastered when you are appearing for your mock test. So, maybe for some of you, this can work that you should read through the exam completely and figure out how much time to spend on each question. And maybe for some of you who are pretty sure that even if reading some question gives you low confidence, when you go through and you start just coming up to a consequence, you can omit this and just start appearing. But it's very important that you start appearing from the subject which is your strength. For mostly, I have heard, I don't make it a point out here, but mostly what I say, usually students love to start with chemistry. As they finish off with chemistry in less duration, they are able to focus more on physics or math, and they have much time left for it. So, if this works for you, please go and try it. Definitely, before taking up this tip of mine, try this in your mock test. If it does not work, just get that away. Okay. And definitely, when you start with a strengthful subject of yours, that also builds up confidence in you. Don't distract your mind thinking about consequence. Now, this is one point which I have been repeating out in the complete presentation out here. We are no one to decide on consequence. We are one to only perform, and consequence comes ultimately. So, do not think about consequence, what it is going to be. Just know your flaws, work on it right now, and perform. That is what we can do right now. Do not waste your time thinking about options that you do not have. Just keep on writing your exam. Mentally, you need to yield, stop, and focus to break the cycle. I'm sure you all will agree with me whenever we have anxiety, there's one thought coming up, and we have a cycle of thoughts keep on coming, and which takes us to next one, and we even don't know where we started off. So, as the moment you feel while writing your exam, you have a distraction, yourself, stop, and focus. You need to perform. Performance is important. This thought is not important. As you do this, and even training your mind towards this step right now when you are taking up your mock test, can help you to get away from distraction when you're writing your main examination. Don't focus on getting rid of the anxiety, because that will only feed it. Now, when you have anxiety, like if your example, you start sweating or your heartbeat starts pumping, so do not entertain that and think what is happening. That very moment, just stop the cycle. You may stop the cycle by using the method of saying stop and focus, or even you can have water, breathe deeply, blink your eyes, take a 30-second mini break, like having water, blinking your eyes, or breathing deeply. Concentrate on the way you read your question. Yeah, this is very important. Now, the way you read your question, the concentration level also depends on it. Giving you an example, suppose the question is, what is unit of force? And I read it as, what is unit of force? Or I read it as, what is unit of force? Now, when we are doing self reading of the question, the way we read the question, our motivation or concentration is affected. So, read it in a more focused manner so that you do not miss on the information or you do not misread the question. This would definitely come from training when you're doing your mock test right now. And also, this is going to come when your self esteem is going to be high, which comes from positive self talk. Take deep breaths at constant intervals. This will help you to have higher concentration, more higher amount of oxygen in the body. Mindset becomes more positive. So, wishing you all the best, and definitely we can take up your questions right now. Okay, so Jaydeep just asked a question: how to remain calm a night before exam. In this presentation, I just told you a method which is called as body scan relaxation, which you can follow when you just lie down on your bed, deep breathe in 10 times, and thinking about that your body is getting relaxed from the tip of your thumb of foot and moving towards the head. And if you're not able to sleep in this duration, deep breathe in 10 times back again, and again follow the relaxation method. When you're doing this, you'll have distractions in your mind. You'll have thoughts in your mind that whether how my exam is going to be. So just entertain that and get away from your distraction. Definitely, I hope that this tip is going to help you. Next, Hussein asked what to do when I waste 10 minutes on a single question and think to quit. I think you can move to a next question at that very moment and focus on it. And if you are left over with time, come back. Because if you are stuck over somewhere, as we are not able to solve it due to our panic or anxiety that very moment, we lose on our concentration, memory, and attention as well. So, getting away, having a sip of water can really help at that very moment to break this cycle of anxiety. Next, Madhukar asked, how to sleep? I'm not sleeping from 2 days. Now, I have already answered it, and even in my presentation, I have told the relaxation method, how you can sleep. Do keep a check on your caffeine and your tea as well. If you are taking it late night, that will definitely make it difficult for you to sleep. Next question. Animesh asked, I think I'm forgetting what I study. It's very important for you to focus on that what is happening. Just know that when you have low anxiety, are you able to remember everything? Or it is just because of the panic that you feel like you are forgetting. I think, Animesh, you should try a positive self talk. Maybe taking a walk in park and talking to yourself what is your goal and how much you have put in effort into it, and just knowing that this goal is your own will really help you. This is only anxiety which is making you forget everything right now. Abraham asked, can we have energy drink before exam? Um, I don't say that you should have energy drink before exam. Uh, I'm sure you must be talking about something as Red Bull, which activates your body a lot and which does not allow you to be drowsy or lazy throughout your exam. But as I have reviewed, or as I have even read in most of the articles, it says that energy drink provides you energy for 2 hours or 2.5 hours. But already 2.5 hours higher concentration because of energy drink, the concentration and attention is very high, no doubt to say that, but last 30 minutes is very important. And this energy drink leaves you too lazy and too lethargic that at last 30 minutes you're not able to perform well. And that last 30 minutes where you need to just rush off and just revise back again or just entertain all those questions which you were not able to solve on first go needs more attention and concentration, and because of this energy drink you're not able to follow that. So I would suggest that you should not have energy drink before exam. You should have good strawberry smoothie with a munch power of dry fruit, and in between you should hydrate yourself. I think that works much more better. Next, Rahul asked how to control nervousness at exams center. Try out all your test taking strategy which we have already discussed. When it is nervousness, positive self talk works very well. Visualize yourself attaining your goal, attaining your success, and know that you need to perform right now. Do not think about consequence. So maybe that will really help you to get away from your nervousness. And also putting up self confidence or maybe motivational or increasing self esteem quotes around your study area. This can also really help. So when you write your exam, you can even visualize those quotes right in your mind. Santosh has asked what types of clothes should we wear in exam? Definitely a comfortable clothes, but then also I would say that do not just walk into your night suits or pajamas. It's very important that attire matters a lot. The way we dress up definitely affects our performance. You should feel good about it. When we are going to attain such a high dream of ours, definitely our clothes should also speak about it. Next, Ayush. Now I want to kick out the day from the calendar for which I have been waiting for a long time. What to do? Rather than getting away from this thought or from getting away from this day of the calendar, I would say, Ayush, why don't you think about why do I have such a fear of consequence? Is it a fear of failure that if I am not able to score, what will people say? Or I will not able to take up or see that my friends have scored? Or is it difficult for you to accept what comes in your life? So rather than just getting away from the thoughts like getting away from the day, from the calendar, it's very important to understand why I want this. We all can perform, but then consequence is just outcome of the performance. It's very important to perform. Quitting is not solution. Maybe we don't hit it on the right thing, but at least we'll reach somewhere, which is important. We have next three last question more. So next is Subhatra. What is better to do in 3 to 4 hours? Solve one question paper or revise 3 chapters? See, I cannot generalize this until I know what is your situation right now. If you have revised your chapters and if you have done your syllabus pretty well, I would say taking up one question would be much better to know your flaws, to know your anxiety, to know what works for you. But even if you think that your basic concepts are shattering up and are not allowing you to focus at that very moment, maybe revising a chapter is much better. So it's a little difficult to generalize at this moment that what you should do. But yeah, just it something pops in my mind. Why don't you revise 3 chapters if you are pretty confused and just read on question papers side by side, maybe as you complete on 3 chapters of one subject, chemistry, and just take up 30 minutes of the questions, right? That very moment. Okay. Next is Naman. How much hours to sleep? Needless to say, 7 to 8 hours sleep is important. But if you have stipulated your time, something as 5 to 6 right now, and immediately I would not like to disturb your lifestyle at this moment by saying 7 to 8 hours. 7 to 8 hours is something that is uh, idealized hours of sleep. But what works for you, you need to think about. Definitely, it should not be less than 5 hours or 6 hours. Your body will be fatigued up and you will not able to perform according to your capability or potential. Nemish has asked, what should I have for breakfast? Okay, let me give you a good tip. You should have just take up a jar, put 4 strawberry, maybe a cup of milk, mm, a good handful of dry fruit. Just blend it up, have that smoothie. Take one orange after that while you're driving to your exam and hydrate yourself throughout. I think that works for you. Okay. Thank you so much and wishing you all the best for your exam. I hope you get away from this anxiety and this anxiety does not let dip in your performance.
All right, guys, that was, I think that's one of our most insightful sessions. If you would have followed Dr. Parul's tips, you would have increased, I think, 5 to 10 percentage of marks already. Um, Make sure that you've listed all these things down. This webinar will be available on this link for you to view after we go offline as well. Um, Another thing that I'd like to mention is that now that you've listened to all these tips, make sure that you also judge your performance in the online mode effectively by going to mypad.in and taking a free test. Even if you're giving the offline exam, like most of you may be at this point, you'd be able to test which are the concepts or which are the areas that need the last minute focus, and that could increase some of your marks as well. So just go to mypad.in, you'll see a big button there. You'll be able to take a free test. It's a short test and that'll give you analysis of all your strengths, weaknesses, and all the areas that you could improve. So that's about it, guys. All the best. I'm sure that you'll all do well. Until next time, this is Dave, and farewell. Bye.